of accountability. And culture is what? I think yesterday also people raised it. See, whenever we connect the hand with our heart, head, then we form the habits. And whatever has been formed the habits, if everybody in the organizations practices the same, that is the culture. So unless the hand, heart, head is formed in the part of habits, the culture cannot be imagined. So it is a journey which we have been building up, firstly as an individual or a team member or team player or the leader. Everybody has to get into the culture. So culture is what, irrespective of the positions or designations or age or department, if people believe or practice the same thing across, so it is a culture. What is the role of leaders in building up culture and all? We'll talk about day after tomorrow to the leadership. So it's better to get connected and what we are building up. See, overall, this presentation is for about say 5 hours. So we have broken down into 5 days and getting into. Now, as discussed with you, that day that is on Monday, that is the June 15th, we talked about people hire value add. This is basically the concept. Yesterday we talked about the employees productivity, and today we are talking about the accountability. And tomorrow we'll talk about the individual's development, and on 19th we are getting leadership development. Just to share with you, we have connected with 180 organizations across, and for last 3 weeks, different level we are connecting with, and this week more than 50 people are getting into. So every day we are getting people on that part. Number of people are getting videos and all. So we are sharing it and spreading the message across. Now, just to share with you, that's whatever we are talking about, not the knowledge and intent. See, there are so many books written. And what is book? Book is the experience somebody had converted into a knowledge, written down some knowledge. By reading, taking those knowledge, one has to experience in the field. What you're talking about, it is not the knowledge, it is the experience which we are bringing to you with the clients who are more than 3 decades experience field research work, because we are intending to emerge as a research and referral center for developing people higher value add. It is all about success stories and all. Now, the 3 elements we talk about today is the responsibility, accountability, and authority in the organizations. But today's topic is more about the accountability. See, the accountability in very simple word is defined. See it, do it, solve it, and own it is the responsibility. The ownership makes it accountability. During our previous webinar, a lot of people had a questions. So we put in this way. Just see, have a very carefully look into that part. Whenever what is responsibility, what is accountability? Certainly we'll take up the question and discuss it. See it, do it, solve it is the responsibility. Whenever it is the own it, yes, success or failures is the accountability. Responsibility is given. You can define job description, responsibility and all. But friend, accountability is taken. Whether somebody is taking or not, accountability is taken. It is not given. You can write, but whether somebody is taking or not, so that is the culture of responsibility. If somebody takes the responsibility, there is a time-bound growth. Fine, level changes 3 years, 4 years, because I was also head of HR with many companies. So 18 years I spent my time with the companies like ABB, Samtel, Serum Systems, Sucrose and all. For last almost 14 years it is this. So it's time-bound growth. If you are only taking responsibility, time-bound growth. But if you take the accountability, you'll find that out of turn growth, fast tracker. And here we have people, those who have been, people getting into extra. And if you are only responsible for the work, my senior knows, they know what I know, then you can just behave like a manager getting into. But whenever you are taking accountability, it is the leadership which you have developed leading from front. So in few words, we have tried to put into what is the difference between responsibility and accountability. I'm sure that this will be getting you some ideas about it, what you're talking about. Yeah. So both accountability is required for sustainability and growth, scalability, particularly post-COVID, or say the COVID and the post-COVID, whatever is going to come, coming years. The accountability, productivity, and the leadership or growth is going to play very, very important. And we are working, we're trying to get into how to make it to happen across. As I shared with you, the three pillars for employees is commitment, improvement, and leadership. Once you have got a commitment, then you go towards the accountability. If you are not given commitment, accountability will not be rising out of it. To get the productivity, one has to look into the improvements. Once you go for improvement, continual improvements, then that is the productivity and performance goes up. And leadership is very much required to build up the growth or overall development of the organizations. Just to share with you that accountability is across, is from level 1, business leaders, level 1 to level 6. Even a person, pantry boy, he is accountable, he is responsible for making tea. But to ensure that everybody gets tea at 10, or was that person, somebody requires without sugar, or somebody has gone for a round, just putting the tea on the table is a responsibility. But making sure that he or she gets the hot tea whenever somebody comes back is accountability. His responsibility is to make tea, serve tea, but accountability is how the person gets satisfied with it. So whether it is a security man or anybody, we are building up accountability across, and that is very much required. It is not the top only. The levels are different, the areas of works are different, but we have to make sure that accountability, I'll just get through that which level is accountability and how the age also plays very important role. So it is a business leader, functional leader. We don't go by hierarchies, managers and all. See, hierarchies and all for internal references. A small organization will have a manager, must be doing a job of engineer. A larger organization, mega large organization will have a engineer, but doing a job of something like which is talking about the managerial. So it is a business leaders, functional leaders, section leaders, frontline leaders, frontline team member and helper. Friend, accountability gets distributed at the level changes. What you see here is the level yellow one is the retentions, white is the improvement, and the blue one is the breakthroughs. Accountability also gets into distributed. Whenever it's a yellow is the part of retention work, improvement work, breakthrough work. So accountability of breakthroughs with the business leaders, with the functional leaders. So we talk about the KRA and all. I come back to that part. How to drive, where to drive. We're talking about it. So unless the people accountable, like junior person success or good work is not the sum of the senior. The senior has to take the credit and work of down the line 20%, 30%, but yes, one has to do at own level, and that's the way the organization grows. Even taking the strategical, tactical, and operationals. Somebody asked me what is strategical, tactical, and operational. I say very good. Whenever you plan something like cricket match ki baat kare, what is like getting into, or even the day-to-day work, we say that okay, fine, we'll go by this, there's strategy. But whenever you go to the field, we find that okay, that person has not come, or that has changed, or something is rainy day, or something, situation like your corona has come. So strategy will not work. We have to go tactically, and operationally we have to achieve a result. So it is all about getting the accountability in decision making. Now I just very quickly I'll go for that. The accountability is both way. Is a hierarchy and the maturity. The maturity base is our own copyright, which is not mentioned anywhere. So let me go by hierarchy, the traditional way. The business leaders are accountable. Study also I refer in my presentations. Let me get into connect with that part. The business leader is accountable for stakeholder needs. All, how to make the business profitable or society or overall larger things, improvements and all, vision, missions, long term. The accountability of functional leader is to make the business profitable. The bottom line, the PBT, what you talk about it, is the accountability of the functional heads, not the unit head. I'm not talking about the overall. Because functional heads have to be accountable for delivering the result and the profit to the unit. Then improvements, mentoring, coaching team members is very, very important. When it comes to the section in charges and the area in charges, we talk about customer trust. Whatever products made, supplied on time, with the quality and all, the customer day to day is more concerned about the section in charges, and that's the culture we are building. Focus on continual improvements and getting in the area of work. Now, whenever it comes to frontline, whatever products are being made, whether it is a process of bottling or whatever maybe, or even the fastener or any units, one has to inspect and getting into and see that there is a good quality. The quality, cost, and delivery of the product and the shift, the accountability one has to decide. Because in the organization, everybody is paid. And you're paid for what? You're paid for doing the job and owning it up. It is not that the senior will own it. Number of organizations we see that the senior person get involved with the junior, and then what happens? If you leave the goalpost and go another field, what will happen? You'll get the goal from oppositions. So that is the point. Everybody has to protect areas and with accountability, make sure whatever role is getting in. Let me get into the another dimensions, which is based on the maturity and age of experience based. We call about our own research work. Please see it very carefully. Whatever I'm sharing with you, it is applicable to only 80%. Somebody said in our presentations, Mr. Kumar, Mr. So and so, at the age of 25 or 35, he was a brilliant. I say, Mr. So or Mr. X, how many people you see like that? He said, very few. I said, that's okay. 15-20% people are exceptional. They're extraordinary. Whether you train them or not, they will always perform. But how the 80% people perform, here is the experience. Let us see that very carefully. See the age group, what we call about the accountability in terms of receiver, givers, transformers, entrepreneurs, mentor, and coach. Invariably, you see that age of 20-25, it is a tendency to receive. What is for me? What is for me? Whenever you go to the givers 26 to 35, is the age we talk about. I'll define it. What I can do. The best part we bring in the organizations, those who are in transformer 36 to 45, is the age. They are the people to be given the highest level of accountability starting from here, and make sure that demand for. If the people below the level, if they're getting accountability, we're most welcome. But start trusting. Somebody working for 10 years, we have not promoted, not given responsibility or accountability because he is not performing. If he is 32, 33, 35, give him, he'll perform. He has developed wisdoms. A lot of things he has developed. So 46 to 55, we are building into the entrepreneurs within the organizations. And then age 55 plus is a mentor and coach. 70%, 75% people are for receiver and givers. If you go and do the survey, you find like this. Transformers are 20, I'm talking about manufacturing units. Transformers are 22, 25%. 3 to 4% entrepreneurs, and 1 and 2% are the mentor and coach. So receivers are what? Receivers talk about, when they come, they learn, more focus on that part. So this is what is for me. So whenever we are talking about, we do the program and we convert everybody from receiver to giver. That is very much required. Don't give him the receiver. Many times happen to be, we ask him, he is not performing, let us put him aside, transfer him somewhere, give him. That is not the solution. After all, working for the organization, an organization will get impacted. So in order to transfer him, what is required to make him from receiver to giver? What is giver? Giver is the person who talks about what I can do. Even a company like Hindustan Zinc and all, where the people were the minds not educated, Mina groups, we met them from receiver to giver. Because people come and work for what? People come for work for the, not talking about the prosperity, growth of your family. So it is a product. the family members, and company wants to focus on the what they're producing. So the focus is make everybody from receiver to giver, focus on quality, cost, given the best, focus on improvements, Kaizen. Even the young people, make everybody move to that. Talk about suggestions, Kaizens, improvements, work through team. So these induction modules, whatever is designed within 3 months, HR department or the plant or the unit head must make sure the person gets transformed. But our experience is that we have been working for many, many years, and person even the age of 40, 45, he or she has been made as a receiver. Kuch nahi karna hai. Don't work on that part. Just listen, do. No, that is not the way organization will grow. The real transformations comes, I'm just sharing with you, in your own organizations. I'm talking about 80%, not talking about 20% exception. 35 to 45, make them as a transformers. We have turned around the organizations of maintenance and operations and all many companies, where the 35 to 45, why I call them transformer? Because transformer in the real sense, they are good for a step down and a step up. When the voltage or whatever may be coming up, the demand coming from the top, they have to neutralize and give it down the line. And when the resources, whatever is there down the line is not coming up, making them a speed to meet the customer requirement. So 35 to 45 is the real changes. And I know that some of the profiling we do and all getting into our job is to get profiling of the persons, 10th onwards pass, age, qualifications and experience and all, whatever maybe. So they are the best to take the things. They're channelizing for him. They're talking about work improvement, breakthrough and all. So transformation group is very, very important. Then within the organizations, you try to build up the entrepreneurs. In one of the organizations, only MD sir used to take everything. I'm talking about mid-sized organizations. Everywhere, morning to evening, getting into all data and all. So over the period of time, through our program of leadership, we developed the entrepreneurs, 5 entrepreneurs, 5 pillars. Because in manufacturing, you require entrepreneur for marketing and sales. Or call about new business development, 1 pillar. Second pillar is required for your manufacturing. The third pillar is required for your support services. Fourth pillar you require for getting into the logistics. The first pillar is for the new business development. Second pillar manufacturing. Third is the supply chain. Fourth is your support and overall the management. So 5 pillars are required, at least require 5 entrepreneurs in the organizations to manage, and that is very, very important. So they are the entrepreneurs, they bring the check, they talk about the salary, they meet their stakeholder needs, and they are known by the customer also. So they always talk about how I can grow business. And last but not the least, whenever it is a 55, I'm talking about 65 written down because many organizations, they give extension and all. So they are the people who are the mentor and coach to be used. Not that age ho gaya inko karo. No, they are the people who should use for the receiver and giver, making them as a transformer or across all. So this concept of accountability development is specific rather than getting into the position specific, designation specific, has really worked wonderful for that. And that's we are recommending not only for the organization, even for the community and the society. This is very much applicable, and that's we are trying to carry out. Now, just to put in a simple words, what does it mean by that? How does it transform? See, the age group of 2025, it is an example of poultry farms. Very simple one. They are accountable for counting the eggs. Whatever eggs are produced, count it, put in the box, sell to the market. So they are all accountable for the eggs. 26 to 35, they are accountable for, here is the egg means product. And 26 to 35, taking care of hen, is all machinery, resources. And 36 to 45, they are accountable for taking care of poultry farms. Then 46 to 55, business, and 55 plus to making 5 poultry farms. So that's I'm talking about how eggs, hen and all, simple words talking about is what we have transformed or translated our understanding of accountability. Let us see the culture of accountability. We are talking about developing through people alignment and people progress. Yesterday we talked about employees' productivity through developing a responsible organization and accountable team. Today I'm discussing about accountability, how to develop it. People alignment is the hard elements. Don't leave it to people. Whatever it is required, make people accountable through the, give them a stress targets. Target, that is a target setting, manpower planning, roles and responsibility is one of the key things one has to do it. I'll just take you the journey, why PMS is important and how robust we are in defining the PMS, performance target setting and review. Manpower planning is very important, roles responsibility, individuals development, team leaders development, culture building, these are the soft elements. So one has to mix 60-40 of the hard and soft element, then the accountability will build up. And yesterday, the organization also the responsibility has to be developed. So today I'll just get to the area of hard elements. Then tomorrow we'll discuss about individuals development and leadership development. The performance target setting review, what we're talking about is the key elements through which we define the accountability, the difficulty level, the challenges level. Don't give low hanging fruits to the seniors or anybody getting into. Give a high hanging fruit, challenges in that part. So the performance target setting and review, we have been driving the accountability since 1994, working with Professor Uday Parikh Saab, who is the father of PMS system, then work with so many companies. Since 1994, we have been driving in the organizations, and 2006 onwards, there are a number of industries we have driven that part. So it is a Samchal, Siram Pistons, Subrus, and so many getting into Virat, Chinos, so many 2008, 12, then 2016, 20, also the micrometric grindings and all getting in the area of work. So we have developed 25 organizations and 5,000 employees for target setting and review. There are 10 steps of target setting and review, which is very important because people are doing it. But what we are trying to bring here is the calibration part, like what some of the elements are very important, which is not being done. So it is understanding the accountability, basic processes, long-term business plan, annual operating plan, defined objective, individual KRA. It is being done. But the diary system, review feedback, mentoring, manual, and accountability is some of the part is missing. So they are very, very, it is not only that. The PMS has got 4 elements: target setting, employee development, career, and rewards. I'm just talking about the target setting. I'm not talking about development and all. So targets are set at 3 levels. The business plan level, we're talking about. Then talk about the departmental level. We're talking about getting into the area of work of the individual KRA level. So it is the level of 3: business level of getting the departmental levels and getting the individual level. So area of work getting into department business plan is very, very important. So one of the things is that whatever way you want to build up the organization, the business plan has to be detailed one, talking about everything for 5 years. Then convert this business plan into the operating plan, the quarter plan. We studied and talked about it, how to divide into 4 quarters and all. And then you see whatever the plan you have to build up the accountability accordingly. So set the target and decide who will do and what has to get into. So all challenges you bring into the annual operating plan and set the target, then accountability will come. Then departmental objective, HOD's objective. Department objective is the HOD objective, where the junction also, just to people those who have today, department objective is a junction, like we call about. It is a like delivery of the product or new product development, where PPC, like talk about new product development, marketing, you're talking about engineering, your material requirements, supply chain and all, production for new testing. So develop the departmental objective for a junctions and give the weightage for that. If the junctions are not met, the delivery will fail. And that is very, very important. So create a junction by departmental objective, and that is across in that part. Then come to the individual level and individual targets and all, define the accountability, give the weightage for the accountability, not for input and process. The output has to be delivered in that part. So weightage has to go for a output. The result, and particularly for the customer, it is very, very important. See that what is the stake involved in that part. So drive through that part and make sure, because soft element will take care of that. When the gap analysis comes, then we get into One part is that which really I learned from Professor Uday Parikh, and I want to get into friend. Without the performance diary, the no PMS system will survive, not work. So whatever targets you have set, make everybody note, review it monthly, and see the diary, whatever written down. आपने नहीं किया, bring that, ask it, and make it sure. The diary system is a very important. It's a log book. People don't remember it. People only remember that whatever happened in the closely. So there is a way to prove. Even the junior can ask where you have said, what you have said. If my diary is no remarks, you cannot bring the remarks at the end of the year when the rewards and recognition are going to fall. What is the improvements? So it is all about getting into diary system. Review and feedback has to be very strong. It is not only getting into the feedback has to take place. The mentor, coach, and all the people in the entrepreneurs and all 45 years age, make them mentor, let them coach, use them handholdings. That is very important. Then mentoring and coaching, both getting into the part. Manual is very important. And this manual is dynamic, not to put in a drawer. You should refer it. So we have been working for even the technician level, these manuals, getting into the area of work. So well-documented manual. Yesterday I talked about DDMIR, define, develop, align, measure, analyze, improve, and reward. So whatever you're doing it, the process has to be. And one thing I like to add, the automation of the process is very important. The technology plays very important role. And we have, like team members are here, certainly they have developed the best practices. We'll discuss on some of the clients we are there. They have developed a very good system of that part, really best. Then accountability of somebody. Here also accountability, somebody has to be held accountable for if the results are not coming and all. So overall, what you're talking about, 10 steps, go for planning, manpower deployment, deploy the right person for the right job. So manpower planning is another second element, right people for the right job, right people for the right position, right people. But make sure don't get into right position, wrong people, or wrong position, right people. Sometimes we keep the people where the position is not required, the people also not required, but is being done. So that is, please take care of that part. So 1 and 2 is fine, but 3, 4, 5 will certainly bring a lot of accountability and things will get it. So similarly, the organization structure, roles and responsibility has to go on defining it. So one is the target setting, manpower planning, roles. Then come to the soft element is the individual development. Tomorrow we'll bring in the individual journey of that development. We're talking about what Mr. Sangal talked about, the 30 elements and all development. It's a beautiful way of getting into. And then leadership development, it is a flagship program of 180 days journey with a 20 days classroom and all, and how 60 days one model takes place, and that transform everything. That is the realization happens to me. So last 25 years, getting into 23 years, 25 organizations, so many organizations we have been building up culture of accountability. Now starting from mega large to large, out of 200, almost 25 organizations getting into. So there's good example what you're getting into. I'll just take 2 minutes to getting into. I have got 2 case study. One case study leads towards the mining industry. 5 mines and 2 smelters. Whenever you started, did the project in 2018, 17, 18, 19, 2,000 employees covered into the operation and maintenance is a big column of accountability. When the things goes down, nobody knows who has done it, what has happened to be, and breakdown was very heavy. So we called for that, the ownership, accountability. So ownership and feedback was missing. Commitment among people were also missing. So we did the deep study. We have got a program MSK, Mehnat Safalta Aur Kamyabi, that transformed everybody 100% from a receiver to giver. What is for me to what I can do for, and we run 100%. And then leadership development program, we build up the transformers. So after doing this, what happened to be that team was developed and culture of what is for me to what I can do, what can I do was transformed and plant performance improved. The overall MTTR and MTBF improved. Mean time to restore and main time to between failures restored. And one was the classic example whenever one of the plant, there was a major breakdown of conveyor, which the plant could have been shut down for 15 days. But trust, it took about overnight a day. Everybody, all maintenance people, earlier they working in one segment, areas and now everybody came into that plant was made to run into 24 hours. And that across the whole group level, even the CEO appreciated. Even a lot of things happened to me. That is the accountability you're talking about. Still, we are getting into the work and we are trying to help it in that way. The second company, the component manufacturer, it was always 600 employees. We did some program on Nagisa, Nayuman and all, 3 plants covered up. The problem was the product quality. It was getting into the trace and forging and all. The other person not owning up. Even the person in the tool room not doing the work. So rejection and all, product mix-up, supply to the customer used to get rejections. Whenever we work for 1.5 years almost with the development of culture, I to we, feedback and ownership, taking feedback, giving feedback, and even the maintenance person or quality person, if somebody gives a missed call, he used to go to the machine and attend that. Fine. Paper and documents, logbook, the complaint will come, but let us attend it. The tool room, tool person waiting was very high. Then say, after all, it is the organization which has to deliver. Organization, the customer knows the organization, not XYZ. So one has to make accountable, product mix up, reduce and all, and ownership develop, teamwork develop. With all these things, I will try to stop here and I'll hand over to Dr. Tomar to carry on. We have got time, about 10-15 minutes time.